Change your way of thinking. William James, one of America's greatest sages, revealed a vital truth to us when he said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings have the ability to change the course of their lives by changing their way of thinking. You are shaped by your thoughts, so get rid of all those that are sterile, worn out, and replace them with new, regenerated, and creative thoughts. That is, thoughts of faith, love, and goodness. This approach will help you get off to a good start towards a bright future. We can attract success. For many, the wisest man who ever lived in America was Ralph Waldo Emerson, nicknamed the Wise Man of Condor. He said, "The thoughts that live in a man throughout the day make him who he is." A renowned psychologist once said in Human Nature, "We see a strong propensity to become precisely what we imagine ourselves to be." It is common to say that thoughts are dynamic entities. Judging by their influence, it is not difficult to believe this. Thus, by means of the simple power of thought, one can make oneself ill or, on the contrary, cure oneself. The direction of a thought creates the conditions necessary for the realization of that thought. Better, if thoughts profoundly influence circumstances, it is strange to note that the opposite is much less true. Thinking positively sets in motion healthy vibrations that attract success. Positive thoughts create an atmosphere around the person who cultivates them that is conducive to success. Likewise, negative thoughts create an atmosphere conducive to defeat. To change course, you must therefore change your way of thinking. We must stop passively accepting bad luck and instead create a mental image of success and achievement. Keep this image in mind. Refine every detail. Believe in it. It will eventually come to fruition in accordance with the image you have of it. All thanks to the power of positive thinking. This is one of the greatest laws of the universe. I don't know what I would give to have discovered it when I was very young. It only manifested itself to me later, and this has been found to be one of the greatest revelations I have ever had. In summary, this law tells us that negative thoughts bring about negative results. If your thinking is positive, you will achieve positive results. These simple facts form the basis of the amazing law of prosperity and success. In 3 words, believe in success. Abraham Lincoln was right when he said, "Most people are happy to the extent that they choose to be." Right now, as you listen to this speech, project ideas are running through your mind. If you let them develop, and if you know how to use them, you will be able to solve all your problems, whether personal or professional, and you will be assured of success. At one time, I naively believed that there was no relationship between faith on the one hand and material prosperity and professional success on the other. I believed that only ethical, social, and moral values counted in life, and that faith was limited to this area. We all know the power of atomic energy. We also know that the universe is full of fabulous energy. This same force, this same energy resides in the human spirit. The average person, therefore, has the possibility of doing many more things than they imagine. When you learn to unleash your inner strengths, you are sure to no longer lack anything. You can do whatever you want with your life. Everything you dream of, everything you work for, everything. Let whatever is hidden deep within you rise. Unsuspected wonders are found there. Whatever your situation, you always have the opportunity to improve it. Try to create calm in your mind so that inspiration has time to manifest. Imagine the success of your projects. Manage your life according to spiritual principles in accordance with divine principles. Maintain within yourself an image of success and not failure. If you do this, creative thoughts will flow freely within you. It's an amazing law that has the power to change everyone's lives, including yours. A flow of new thoughts will inhabit you and stimulate you, whatever the difficulties you now face. And I mean, whatever the difficulties. Ultimately, it is poor management of thoughts that makes someone unable to live a creative life. A few years ago, I knew a young man who, for a time, was the perfect symbol of failure in all its forms. He was a man not devoid of quality, but he systematically failed at everything. He found work easily, seduced his bosses, but very quickly disappointed them and found himself fired shortly after. This pattern of failure was repeated in his professional as well as personal life. He couldn't do anything right. He asked me one day, what can I do to stop this series of failures? Vain and pretentious, he had the annoying habit of criticizing everyone and systematically made others responsible for his failures. He obviously never questioned himself, incapable as he was of thinking that he himself could be the cause of his failures. One evening, however, he expressed a desire to speak to me, and I invited him to come with me to a meeting which was to take place 150 kilometers away. On the way back, around midnight, we stopped to eat on the side of the road. I don't know what was in the hamburger that we were served, but since this incident, I have had a particular respect for this type of food. Between two mouthfuls, he exclaimed, "That's it! I found it! I found it! I found it!" "Find what?" I asked him. "I found the reason for my failures. If everything goes wrong, it's simply because I'm the one who's wrong." I patted him on the back and said, "Okay, I think you're on the right track. But it's crystal clear," he said. "It's my constant negative thoughts that make everything go wrong." Thanks to his deep faith and the complete change in his way of thinking and personal habits, his repeated failures and compulsive mistakes completely disappeared. He pulled himself together to develop a healthy vision of things and a positive mind instead of getting stuck in error and failure. His life was transformed. I end this chapter by offering you 6 practical steps that will help you adopt a positive attitude. 1. During the next 24 hours, think about everything that worries you. Work, health, future with hope. For once, look at everything with optimism. 2. After soaking up this optimism for 24 hours, practice this method for a week. Then return to what you once took to be realism for a day or two. You will discover that this realism was actually pessimism. 3. The mind, as much as the body, needs to be nourished healthily, therefore with optimistic and positive thoughts. When starting a day, imbue yourself with positive ideas and look at things with serenity. 4. Make a list of your friends to determine those who are the most dynamic, the most enterprising, the most optimistic. Hang around them for a while until you are overcome by the contagion. 5. Avoid any argument, but as soon as a negative attitude is expressed, immediately counter it with a positive, optimistic opinion. 6. Pray a lot. Your prayer should in fact be a thanksgiving. Thanks for the various pleasures that life grants you. The secret to a better and successful life is to get rid of all unhealthy and sterile thinking and substitute a dynamic, faith-dominated way of thinking. A flood of new ideas and unexpected inspiration will then regenerate your life.